Chris. That beauty. There's cats. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the entire city, get a bunch of errands done, and then yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit, so enjoy. Alright, so here we are in Chris's Jeep. When's the last time that anybody here saw somebody driving a standard, right? The stick shift. So basically we're gonna go do some errands and get my SIM card for my phone. But it's really great. Check this out. Check this out. Look at that. I could never drive in this area because it's like there's so many cyclists, scooters, bikes, motorcycles, cars, trucks, and everybody's like running somewhere quickly. So if I drive through here, I would probably, you know, kill a bunch of people. Look at this. And there's so many great shops. There's like all these different restaurants, supply stores, pet shops, medical centers, pharmacies. A lot of development. One of the things that surprised me the most driving in is the level of development that's happening in the Philippines. Even when you go into places, now this is considered the province, right? Look at that. This is considered the province. So in my mind, when I thought about a province, I thought it was like a place out in the country, you know, a lot of farming. There is a lot of farming, but it's like super busy. And if you're an American and you come to the Philippines, one of the things that you might find really cool and familiar is that you would end up seeing a lot of familiar shops, man. Like there's everything's here. There's McDonald's, Burger King, Jollibee's, Starbucks, donuts, Krispy Kremes. We stopped by this place yesterday. So the last time that I did like a major blog is, look at that. When I was in Texas, I saw that there were like all these rest stops that had these cool little spots. But the rest stops here, they're like full-on customers, shopping centers. And it was like 1:30, was it 1:30 in the morning, Chris? About 1:30?
1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning, and there's kids with their families in the restaurant. So I was like, okay, it's different here. So, yeah. All right, I'll get back to you guys in a bit. So if you guys can find a good spot, there's a lot of really great places to stay in the Philippines, and this is where I got to stay. Check it out. ¿Es mi lugar? ¿Es mi amigo Crispin González?
Hi.
Y aquí estoy ubicado. Tengo la televisión, refri, cocina, baño. Está bien bonito aquí. Al rato te mando más. Estoy conectado por el Wi-Fi y después te mando más cuando agarre la tarjeta de SIM para este teléfono. And so this is my first Jeepnie. It's awesome. You guys can see we have a bunch of students got out of school. You guys from high school? High school, yeah? Yeah? Alright. So, you guys saw the outside of it. There you go. Alright. What are you studying? What are you studying? What do you like?
There, look at that.
Yeah? What about you? What do you like? What do you study? What do you like? What do you study? What do you like? In high school, right? So what's your favorite subject?
Math.
Math? That's a good thing. Science, math, technology, that's the best thing. Alright. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll show you a little bit more when we get off of this. And then, yeah, we'll catch up. Where are we going, Chris?
Manila, prime time. Prime market.
Alright.
We take the bus all the way to SM North.
Okay, so we're going to take the bus. It's going to be great. And then, alright, we'll get back to you guys. So basically, I guess we could call this an introduction on travel in the Philippines. You guys can see that we're on a bus, and the first day that I was in the Philippines, basically it was in my introduction on how to get around town. And we're traveling on a bus. It's from the Bulacan area, Malolos, where I got to stay, and going to Manila. So it's about a 2-hour drive on bus, and it was, what was it? It was 300 pesos, which is around $5 US. Now, it's very comfortable. It was air conditioned, and you'll see later on that the majority of Filipinos rely on public transportation. But there's also, there's apps that you can get. Kind of like in the U.S., you have Uber and Lyft. In the Philippines, they have Grab, and we'll go more into detail about that. But it's very convenient because the wait times are really quick. There's all different modes of transportation, and for me, just to drive alone, somebody else is driving, is really great because you get to enjoy and you get to see everything that's really around you. Especially if you're a total tourist like me, seeing this gigantic, massive arena, it was really fantastic. And traveling is just a part of the Philippines. Sometimes it takes time to get to places, and you'll see more of that. So it's a really tight fit. Everybody just got off work. It's Friday, and so it's super crazy crowded. But everybody's got to get home.
Alphamart.
And of course, I'm the extremely large American that's messing it up for everybody. All right. Yeah, happy Friday. Man, so I was really loving just learning on how to get around town. And as you guys will notice, everybody uses jeepneys. There's scooters, there's trikes. Now a jeepney, like the one that we're on right now, this one will run you about, I think it was like 3 pesos. It's like 50 cents. And they have their routes, and a lot of times, if you guys can see, like everybody here just got home. They're all coming home from work. I will say though, not only is it crowded, but one of the things in the Philippines that we continue to have a struggle with, they're addressing it though, is that pollution is an issue. Jeepneys, for example, they run on diesel, so there's black and blue smoke, and you guys can hear the continuous roar of the engine of this jeepney. So, Filipinos get off work, they go home, take a shower, they get cleaned up. But there's a lot of different modes of transportation. If you look right here, we have a trike. Trikes are great. They'll take you to other areas where there's other trike locations, or to general areas, and some of them even specifically home. But they're very cheap also. So those run you about $2 a week. So maybe 175 to 200 pesos at most. And there's all these different forms of transportation. So a lot of people in the Philippines, for example, they don't have cars, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Like, cars are really a luxury, but also if you don't have a place to park the car, that can be a problem. Why? Because it is one of the most densely populated countries on the planet. So you have a really small space that caters to a lot of people. So, but if you have something like a scooter, which is probably the preferred mode of personal transportation, if you have a scooter, you can park it in front of your apartment. You can, go wherever you need to. They're easy to get in and out of. And by law, everyone in the Philippines is required to wear a helmet while you're on a scooter. Now, I want to talk a little bit about traffic in the Philippines because it's so densely populated that the driving styles here are radically different from anything that you'll find like in the US, Canada, or the West. And the reason why is because it's so crowded, but everybody has to get places, so they're incredibly considerate drivers. You'll hear constant beeps and honks, and they're short and polite, and it's basically everybody is communicating with everyone else. Hey, I'm here, I gotta get around. For example, this is a 2-lane highway, and so everybody has to get around each other, and you'll see like the scooter, he's getting around, and they're going into oncoming traffic. So you have to be very careful. They're very considerate. Most of the time, if you're driving through something, they'll let you through. But, it's a courtesy, so you got to let other people through as well. And you don't see a lot of massive gridlock with traffic. See, he just went on to oncoming traffic, and you'll see a bunch of vehicles coming by next, right? See? The thing about it is that it's so coordinated that you don't really have a gridlock. It's constantly moving, maybe at a slower pace than we're used to in the West, but it's constantly moving, so it doesn't stop. And so, in the Philippines, you also have, for example, another mode of transportation is a scooter. So you'll see here with this couple on the left, that's probably rent a scooter. It's a sort of a taxi. I didn't get a chance to get on one of those. I don't think I would have wanted to anyway because I'm kind of a big fella. But I think that in the Philippines, some of the best drivers in the world, they have to be there because they're so attentive and they're so good at just getting around town. And yeah, this is about the end of this section where we had finally gotten home. It was a long day, but it was fantastic. It was so much fun, and I just had such an amazing time. It was such a blast just that very first day. So you guys go, you got to try the Jeepnie. It's great, and I highly recommend it. Maybe not permanent, but you'll like it for the first few times. All I gotta say is after that, hands down, Filipinos are the best drivers in the world.